We as humans use our sensory perceptions to conceive of the world around us, and we define this as reality. Popularly understood, that which you cannot see or touch does not exist. We also rely on our mind to interpret what our receptors perceive. Thus, humans perceive themselves as separate from everything else and have limited view of the world around them. This is what you call ego. You speak about becoming multidimensional or having awareness beyond body, mind, and emotions and your sensory perceptions. Only then you can attain fifth-dimensional real experiences which go beyond the fourth-dimensional space-time construct which we inhabit. Can you elaborate more on that unusual view of reality?
Thank you so much for that question, Antonio. And what we're talking about here is what is real. And so a multidimensional experience of joy, peace, love, faith is real experiences, and these experiences are not perceived through the body, nor are they perceived through the behaviors, nor the mind or thoughts. So the multidimensional part of you is beyond your body, your mind, beyond your behaviors, beyond your thinking. It's beyond your perceptions, sensory perceptions, beyond what your eyes can see and your hands can touch. So we are talking about multidimensional. You are a multidimensional being. You can experience peace, love, joy. These are things that the body cannot perceive or the mind cannot understand. But they are very real. And so these states of peace, love, joy, a state of multidimensional connection, oneness, is beyond the body and the mind. And so we are usually identified with the body. We think we are these physical bodies, and we're identified with the mind and what we think. We're identified with what we observe through the physical or mental perceptions. So the physical aspect of us, whether it's the mind and the body, when we identify with it, that is the ego, because we limit ourselves through the identification of the body and mind, which both are in time and space. And joy, love, peace, very real multidimensional experiences of connection, expansion, wholeness, is not in time and space. So we are not independent, which we perceive, the ego perceives itself as. I am separate and independent of everybody and everything. I need to do this and I need to do that, and this is what it looks like to me. That separation creates an experience of disconnection. And that's where the ego operates from I in this world. In the meantime, there is no I, separate I, independent I. We are all linked and interdependent on each other and the world. As I've mentioned, the trees and us breathe into the same atmosphere, and we are interdependent on the trees. Nobody is really separate. Where is the separation? There's nothing really separate. Everything is interdependent. So we can become aware. Awareness is multidimensional. Thinking is not. We can become aware of our thoughts. That's the multidimensional us, aware of the ego thinking. We can be aware of our behaviors, and we can be aware of our bodies, the senses and sensations. I can be aware that I am perceiving sensorially, that I'm hearing, that I am seeing visually, hearing auditorily. So the awareness, the part of us that is aware of the body, the mind and the emotions. But when we are identified with the ego, we are lost in the emotions. And we are deeply identified and controlled by the thoughts and beliefs, and highly identified with the body and behaviors and so on and so forth. So I think that gives you some kind of distinction between us, the aware, experiencing part of ourselves that is beyond time and space, beyond the body, beyond the mind, but is aware of the body, the mind and the emotions. That experiences the body, the mind and the emotions, but also experiences connection, interrelatedness, love, allowance, acceptance, appreciation, valuing. All this is through awareness. When you recognize the benefit that something is to you, you have an awareness of the benefit that it is to you, and then you can value and appreciate, and you can enjoy and rejoice. People identified with the ego, they don't appreciate, they don't rejoice, they don't value, they are not observant, they are not aware, they are not experiencing. So I trust that gives you some kind of clarity between what you call an unusual view of reality, that we are actually multidimensional beings. The idea is to expand into what you really are, beyond the ego which you are not, but experience yourself as.